One, we were just amazed that wow, today is the 20th of December 2024. How fast the years go by. Sometimes we count the years, we think, oh my God, but how did I even just get to this point? The year is just like a day, like a week, like it was just yesterday, you know?
Yeah,
And so, but
yeah.
we thank God because throughout all of this 2024, we've been alive, we are breathing, we are doing things to impact the world because this is exactly what we've been called to do. I am really
Mhm.
so grateful for everyone here because we are here as a connection. We are here as a family. We are here as one body operating in different ways, but it's all
Mhm.
geared towards the same goal. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, like you can see the children's mentor is right here. She is ready to deliver.
Hi.
And, Yvonne, oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, Big C's
Thank
for
you, sister. Thank you.
and thank you to Mr. John Barilla. Mr. John Barilla, you need
Yes.
to visit me, okay? So everyone, we need to visit one another, right?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's
Yes,
coming.
and happy holiday. Happy
Yes.
holiday. And to be alive, it's our prayer. And because we have a long way to go, we have not yet emptied out ourselves. We still have
Yes.
a lot within us to empty out into the
Mhm.
universe
Mhm.
before we join the heavenly choir. And so thank you, thanks to the audience, the wonderful audience. A lot of them are doing a lot in the at the background, especially on social media. So it's we have a very beautiful, beautiful topic today, and
Mhm.
I'm really grateful for Sister Sharon for picking out that topic. We're in the Mantle of Hope Revolution, part 281, 12 battles to pick with your children. And so we say battles, but and it can mean different things to different people, different however you want to coin it. But this is a beautiful thing to coin it this way: 12 battles to pick with your children. And so, every battle you choose with your child should lead to building their character, not breaking their spirit. We all
Yeah.
really need to know that it should be get towards building their character, not trying to break down a child's spirit. My son just came home, and
Mm.
this is when the spirit
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so pick battles that teach values. What are
Yes.
your values? When you pick those battles, let our beautiful sister in. Welcome, Melanie.
Hi,
So
ma'am.
we
Hello.
pray and ask God to help us to pick battles that teach values, foster respect, and encourages our children, encourages their growth. Battles that is all inclusion. It does not matter. Battle that give the child choices, because to give a child either or is not a choice at all. Even three is not a choice. We all know that we have so many choices that we can give our children. So these are the victories that last a lifetime when we foster values. What are your values? Your family values. What are your cultural values? What are the values that you were born with? Because we were born with values that can never be changed. And so from those values, we can begin to do the things that we want to do. So parenting isn't about winning arguments. Not at all. It's not about winning arguments, but it's about winning hearts, winning the
Mhm.
hearts of our loved ones, our children. Choose battle that shape their future, not just their present at all. Not the competition in school. Let me see who's going to have the highest grades, because we all know that examination is not the best test of knowledge. It's
Yes.
how your child it's happy. It's how your child is functioning in the family, functioning first for his or herself in the family, in the community. So in the
Mhm.
war of raising children, we say war, but it's a good war. In the war of raising children, choose only the battles that pave the way for their dreams and resilience.
Mhm.
And discipline isn't about punishment. Let us not take it that way. Discipline is not about punishment, but because we need to discipline our children, it's about guiding our children's inner compass to find true worth, true meaning of life, true value of who they were created to be, true value of really actioning out the greatness within them. So let your battles teach responsibility, love, self awareness, not rebellion. No, not rebellion. Growth is the ultimate goal. Growth, spiritual growth, growth in how they love, growth in how they decide to help, growth in their contribution, growth in fostering the natural values that we've been created with, not just showing off like I want to outmatch this person. That's not the kind of growth that we are talking about. So pick battles over kindness, honesty, hard work, love. These will help your children or our children win the battles of life. We know there are so many battles: the battle of hunger, the battle of illiteracy, the battle of poverty, the battle of abuse, the battle of senseless wars, so many, the battle of gender violence, so many battles that our children are dappling with. But we are here as parents, as caregivers, and as adults, and as one global movement, because coming here is not easy. We have decided to come together to do the best for these children and young people and women worldwide. So every battle must be a lesson in love, a lesson in love, discipline with compassion, and the corrections with understanding. Don't just correct because I am your mom. You got to listen to me. I gave birth to you. Not I'm your father. You must take it this way. No, let us not turn our children into into people who are fighting on the battlefront. No, let us not do that. Choose the battles rightly. Pick battles where you champion courage over fear and authenticity over conformity. And so, Sister Sharon, thank you so much. It's your day. We are so happy that out of your busy schedule, out of your business, and we all know she has a business. For those who don't know, she's in Canada, she has a business, and we need to promote her all around and promote all of us, because we being here, we all have something that we are doing that we can promote one another, so that, like my grandmother says, if the money does not go into your pocket first, so then you're pretending to put it in the pocket of another person, is not going to get anywhere. So we want to be able to promote ourselves and make sure that we are supporting ourselves in everything that we are doing. And the same thing to Sister Yvonne is in Canada with the family, and she is a professional editor, and she does a lot of things. She can bake good cakes, but I don't want too much sugar in it, just so you know. And the daughter is a hairdresser, and then we have Melanie. Melanie has also established a nonprofit where she is taking the lead to champion the cause for children, young people, and others. And she also works. So it is our responsibility to support one another, just like we are doing, like Mr. Ashmufara did, brought us together to support one another. That's what we want to bring, that spirit here, because we are the footprints of destiny of the world and descended from unpassive. I will never forget that. So, Sister Sharon, let us hear the battles that you want to teach us here today. Please take notes. Take notes, because a lot of us, I'm guilty too, because sometimes out of my own stressful activities or out of my own insecurity, I pick battles that are not okay with my own son. But I have learned not to do that, and I am happy since then. So the floor is all yours, Sister Sharon. Let's hear from you. Thank you.
Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Greetings from Canada. Before I get started, you know what I'm going to say. Smack that like button and give a thumbs up. And don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss anything of One Global Movement. And thank you. And thank you for coming today. And everybody in the chat, just so you know, Dr. Mooney mentioned my business, and most of you know me in the chat as Ballyhoo, Pushpin Media, and that's how I say hello to you, is in the chat that way. So that's the business that I'm in here in Canada. Okay, so again, my name is Sharon Weeden, and today's topic is 12 battles that is worth picking with your child. The first one, number one, junk food fight. Okay, make your children have healthy meal choices. Don't always let them pick, candy over like an apple or an orange. You got to be careful, especially these days, because a lot of candy is not as good as it used to be. And candy, for example, there's a lot of the red dye in candy, which causes health problems in the future. It also causes headaches. And also, with children eating a lot of candy and a lot of junk food, their body's not getting the right nutrition. Plus, they go crazy. You know what I mean? Like you give them that, and some parents make the mistake and give them, they have dessert after their meal. That's fine, but don't give them like a donut or something just before bedtime, because then they're going to be bouncing off the walls. So teach them to have healthy, and if you teach them from birth, and don't introduce sugar in their diet from birth, when they grow up and when they go to parties and stuff like that, they will make healthy choices. They won't eat as much, and it'll be more of a treat for them than anything. So not chips every day, popcorn every day, candy every day. Try to make sure that they have fruits and vegetables, carrot sticks in their lunch instead of like a bag of candy and that. And when they go to the store, see what they choose when they go out shopping with you. See if they pick a bag of candy or if they pick some fruit or whatever. So that is number one. Number two, the water fight. Yes. Did you know that 60% of 50% makes up our body in water? Like, we need water big time. We need water for our brains. We need water to think. We need water. You always should stay hydrated. You should always make sure that you have enough water in your system. Children need 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, and adults a little bit more than that. And it's hard. Like, I understand that, especially trying to get kids to drink water. But again, if you start them at a very young age, they will choose water over pop or juice. A short story. I was out with my nieces and nephews one year, and most of them wanted ice cream because, you can't walk by an ice cream truck without a kid wanting an ice cream. And so we went there, and there were 7 kids. The one child, what did she pick? A bottle of water. I was so proud of her. I was like, you go, kiddo. She picked water. Water is very, very important, because the benefits you get out of water is like, it helps you helps you hydrate your body, and it helps children stay focused, and it helps children be able to think better. It's very, very, very important. The next one, number 3, would be the limitation fight. Limitation fight. Screen time, dietary. Screen time, dietary. What else did I say? Screen time, dietary, video games, and much more. You should always make sure that activity limited, schedule limited. It's very important for children to have these things and put these in place. It helps them grow. And that was number 4 would be the awkward conversation fight. We're talking awkward conversation fight. So we're talking about drugs, body image, dating, sex, stuff like that. It's very important to have this conversation with your children, because they're going to have this conversation with their peers. So you want to make sure that they have the right information, because they learn all different things, and kids learn all different things from their friends and even their family and that. And it's okay. Like, for example, body parts, teaching your kids body parts, teaching them the word vagina, the word penis, because every family has their own names for those parts, right? So you let them know that, you may even have your own name for those parts. So my mom used to call mine an angel. Not sure why, but anyway, I taught my nieces and nephews the right words for that, because of the fact that, you let them know that. So when they hear it at school or whatever the case may be, they'll be like, okay, but that's called a vagina, or that's called a penis. So it's good for them to know that. So always have the limitation fights. Awkward conversation fights. And then number 5, the me first fight. Let them go last sometimes. Let them know that, they're in line. Let another child go first, and make sure that they know that the world does not revolve around them. They need to be able to understand that, other children need to go first. Other children need time to think about it. Sometimes kids are a little slow, and children can be impatient, and they'll be just like, no, me, I want to go. Or a little boy will share their car with them, and instead of giving it back, they just want it, and then they do the potent. Right? So you got to tell them that. No. And number 6, the boredom fight. Number 6, the boredom fight. Let children be bored. It's good to let them be bored. Let them figure out, what they're doing, how they're going to do it. You shouldn't always figure out everything for your child, right? So you got to
Mm-hmm.
let them be bored. For example, like you're going for on a car ride. Don't always give them the DVD to watch a movie or the or play games. Let them do, like back in my day, we didn't have all this electronic stuff to go for our car ride. So what do? We sang songs while we're in the car. We played, what do you see? I Spy with My Little Eyes. We we played I Spy with My Little Eyes. We did all kinds of other stuff other than just that.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, I don't know if you guys remember Punch Buggy, no punchbacks. When you see the Punch Buggy car and that, and those were rare, but you would see all the different colors, and you would punch back, no punchback. If you didn't say no punchback, they can punch you back and say the same thing. And then you see how many kids, what color cars they see. So that's always good to do. So that was the boredom fight. Number 7. Where were we? Number 7 is the work fight. Yeah, put your children to work at home. Okay, they live there too. They need to do cooking, cleaning, yard work, a little bit of this. When they're younger, kids, like when they're like 4 or 5 years old, they want to do dishes. They want to help you do dishes and that. And then when they get teenagers, like, I don't want to do the dishes. It's so and so's turn, and but you should make them do chores, make them help you. Earn their keep, so to speak. And it's good because they live there. Also, with my nieces and nephews, when they were younger, I taught them at a very young age, as young as 5, 6 years old, with all their doll clothes, how to sort laundry and how to do laundry. So it's very good for kids to have that fight, the work fight at home. And the outside fight. Now, the outside fight, back in my days, kids couldn't wait to get outside. As soon as you woke up, you're outside until lunchtime, came home, ate lunch, and you're back outside. These days, children don't want to go outside because they have their electronics and they can play on their electronics and they go outside on the screen. They don't go outside, and it's very important for them to go outside because with outside they get sunshine, fresh air, exercise. They get really close to nature and they have fun. And they learn things. They learn things about stuff that's outside. So outside fight is very important. Number 9. The reading fight. Teach your children to read. Pick up a book instead of reading everything online. Pick up a book, a magazine, a chapter book, the Bible, anything, comic books, anything to get them to read. Find out what they're interested in and get them to read. It could be even a schedule. Just get them to read. Instructions on their toys. Get them to read. The reading fight is very important. Number 11, the video game and TV fight. I think I missed one. The video game and TV fight. Do more board games with them. Do more board games with them. Do more games with them in general, like playing stuff that they don't normally play with. Looking up stuff. Teaching them stuff, teaching them how to crochet or to knit or anything like that, something different. Did I miss the meal fight? I want to go back to the meal fight because I missed one important thing on the meal fight. I said that though, right?
You did, yes.
Okay, I just want to say one important thing that I've talked about this before, but this is very important to me. The mealtime fight should be also making them sit down with you at the table as a family and eat a meal. You'd be surprised at what you will learn about your children when you do that. And you'll be surprised what your children learn about you when you do that. And I just forgot that. And that is very, 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 very important to me. And number 12, last but not least, is the kindness fight. Teach your children how to be kind. Teach them to be kind always. Be kind first. If you see a child that is looking like they're having a bad day, go and talk to that child. Maybe that child just needs a hug. And I got this idea from a friend of mine that I was speaking to yesterday. It's Christmas time, and she was giving out Christmas presents to all the children at school. And she was naming off the kids to her child who were given. And then the one little boy, He did not want to give that kid a present. He's like, I don't like that kid. That kid was mean to me last year. He said this and that, and he won't let me do this. And she's like, no, everybody gets a present. You don't leave out anybody. It's Christmas time, and you need to give a present. And you know, be the bigger kid and be nice. Maybe that little boy was not nice to you then, but you show him kindness and show him that you can be nice to him. So that is my 12 things that I think is worth to battle with your children.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
Very,
letting me speak. Back to you, Dr. Mooney.
Yes,
thank you.
ladies, go. Go ahead, ladies.
Go ahead, Sister Melanie.
Hello, guys. Hello, Sharon and sisters
Hello.
Yvonne. Sorry if I was a little bit shaky a while ago. It's my phone. I rested it on a little easel and it toppled over yesterday
Oh
and
no.
today. Yeah. So I was smiling at it. Anyhow, Sister Yvonne, not Yvonne, Sharon. Yeah,
Yes, beautiful.
the points you touched on, they're pretty good because I remember when my son was growing up, I played all these little things like Battleship. I used to love the Battleship, and he used to show me how. Because you're older, right? But they are quick with those games. So Battleship was one that was getting him excited, and we used to play it as often. And the one where you showing words, like there's a game called, it's not charades. Help me out there, sisters. Where
Um,
you, it's a word. It's not Pictionary. I think it's Pictionary, and also Monopoly. All
Mm-hmm.
these and snakes and ladders. All these things I used to gather because at that time the smartphones were not around. You know, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
okay.
talking years and years ago, but it's still
Yeah.
young. But yeah, so we had the time to, but now with the smartphones, it's causing a problem because everybody is a tick, tick, tick,
All
and
right.
you're waving to them, thinking that they can hear you, but when you look, there's a plug in the ear or the ears. So those types of things, they're bringing they're good in one way for communication, but in the other way, they are barring up societal things that we're supposed to do with each other. They're preventing a communication going. They're preventing us from reaching out to our children, whether they're very young or older. You
Yes.
know,
But
there are
it's all.
many times, I would have been calling on my son when we have digital stuff now, smart, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're looking at him and you're waving and he's telling you, but he's not hearing you because this thing is right in the eardrum.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I will go to his space and I'll say, "Can you unplug?" Unplug. Because, yeah, these are the things that, and they are not really taking you on because lingo has now taken over. Instead of typing a full sentence, they will chat little lingos like, OMG. I do that too, but I make sure I put in a full line and include SMH. So sometimes I would ask when I didn't know better, I would ask, what is SMH? What is OMG? You say, look it up yourself.
I know.
But then I learned all these different things. But honestly, we can set things like my son is older now, but we could set rules. And I have not just a son, I have young nieces, young grandnieces, and so set rules and let them know that digital is good because we cannot be too tight in this life anymore because it's out there, it's at large. No matter what, they would get it somehow. We just have to let them know that besides having these gadgets, like whether it's an iPad Air or cell phone, just let them know that when you're growing up, teach them examples of when we were growing up. We used to play things like hide and seek. We were always outside, sleeping in the sunshine, in the moonlight. You know, we would go play games like a Ring of Roses and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it helped us, it helped us, as a group of young people growing up. It was both boys and girls. we learn respect, even if, like right now, it's so sad how they have boys and girls all separated, making the girls think, okay, the boys might do things to them. But then when we teach them to play properly, it doesn't matter if you're a boy and a girl, we just have to
Right.
guard them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
how nice of a community that would be.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt for a guy to be in a ring of roses. It doesn't hurt for him to be in a girl's game because they're children. You know, you
Exactly.
just teach them the right way, and then we'll produce a community that is together, a community of boys and girls, like normal as we were brought up. You know, we were brought
Mm-hmm.
up sleeping. My brother slept on our bed. There was no disrespect when we were growing up, you know, but now it's different, you know, because of everything in society and, you know, in the movies and TVs, it's different. But why don't we just show the values we grew up with, teach them, even if the world is seeing it differently, and they will adapt. My son watched me cook, and now he's taking over, so I don't have to cook much. He cooks all the time, so and
Oh,
then
that's good.
it smells good because people
Right.
are, yeah, people are passing and they're asking, you know, what is that nice sweet savor? It sounds like smells like a restaurant. And I said, oh, that was my son's cooking. And I would go in and tell him to encourage him. You know, these are the things we do to include our children, whether
Mm.
they are younger or they are getting up there as a younger adult or a young adult, actually. So there's many things that we can do to foster growth, to foster a sense of belonging and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my take. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that is great. No, Sister Melanie, I was trying to remember the game that you were thinking too, and I can picture it, but I can't think of the name. It's the one that you get letters, right? And you have to make up the
Scrabble.
word. Is
It's
that the
called
one?
it's
Scrabble.
Scrabble?
Yes,
yeah.
Scrabble.
Scrabble. No, I
Yeah.
remember. Thank
Okay, there you go, Scrabble. But also, card games, because you can play card games online as well. But you
you.
can go back to Crazy Eight, Go Fish, the different card games that memory. Remember
Yeah.
playing memory, which helps your memory as well. Like those are other games that you should be playing with your children and let them play together, because those are also very fun games. And yes, you can do all these things now online.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think it's my turn now. So I just like to say, I think that this is all wonderful and good that we're saying, but the thing is, you're going to have parents who are going to say to you, I don't have time for that. I have to work and make a living. Remember that, right? So we have to go back to the root of saying, it's all about stewardship. These children are not our own. They don't belong to us. If we think that stewardship is the most important thing we're doing because we had them, whether we adopt them, birth them, it does not matter. So it's the mindset, right? About why we have
Mhm.
children, why they're in our lives. And if you don't have the time to do it or the inclination, they should not be there because they take time. And everyone, I was joking with Sister Sharon earlier, if you have 20 of them, it's going to be 20 different personalities. And you have to be
Mhm.
able to deal with that. They're not one monolith, one block, right? And I know why we chose the word battle, because when I was looking online, I saw that too. But I'd rather say engagement or stewardship or anything like that, because we're not we making them. They come fully loaded. You understand that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And as Sister Mundih is always saying, we just need to allow them to unfold. And that takes energy and time. Find out what they want to do, and guide them. So all these things are good. And I was looking at the turnout 12 that Sister has here, Sister Sharon has, and they're fabulous because those are all true. But can you just imagine how much time it takes if you have more than one? Over here, over there, you cannot just loop them together. So I think the best thing we can do is just treat them with the think acronym, where it says, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And some battles we don't take, obviously, right? We leave them
Mhm.
alone.
Pick your battles.
And that's pick the battles. And that's probably one of the hardest things we have to learn, because we think it's all about us running a nice, tight shape, a comfortable home, and everything is running smoothly. And we also worry about what other people think. I remember when Megan was little and if we were going out, she was very She had a way of trying to push your buttons, right? She knew a long time how to do her little shoes up, whether it was with
Mhm.
laces or the little buttons. But she would put it on the wrong foot every single time. And then I started thinking what people are going to think, and I'm not paying it. But I knew that she knew what she was doing. And so one person, a teacher at school, said to me, Yvonne, when she comes to school and it's uncomfortable, she switches it right away. She's just messing with you. Children, they just have their personalities, and you got to know that,
Mhm.
right? And we love them, but they are challenging, especially if you do it right. That's
Yeah.
why some people are so strict and just tamp them down. That's the worst thing you can do to a child, because
Yep.
as you are always saying, Dr. Mundih, they are meant to blossom and bloom because they come for a purpose, just like we did.
Yep. Yep.
So
Thank you, guys. This is so beautiful. A beautiful conversation. You know, uh, talking about first of all, I want to say thank you to my mom because to raise 9 children is not an easy thing
no, it's
at all.
not.
And my grandmother too. Oh my goodness! And we all come, like you said, with different personalities because that is the way that we are created. If we just embrace the fact that that is the way we are created, even though they'll pick on certain things, and we need to know that children pick on certain things because they explore, they want to
Mhm,
experiment, because that
mhm,
is the way that they grow. But we, the parents, the caregivers, and the adults, if we can just create that safe environment, an environment that starts from day one or even from the womb, to say
mhm,
we are going to teach these children with high ethical values, and these children, yes, they will get it. Don't even worry if you're teaching your child, they're walking around, they're understanding everything because they need
mhm,
to. They can't sit still, So later on, you see them really doing what you were teaching them, and you'll be like, oh, so he was listening or she was listening. But that is the way they learn. We were like that too. We need to know that we were like that. But the thing is, like the scripture teaches us that train a child the way they should go so that when they are old they will not depart from those ways.
right.
When we train these children, guess what they're going to do? Because they're going to interact with friends, even with their own siblings. They go to school, what are they going to do? They're going to want to try those things that they see. They're going to try
Mhm,
them. They want to belong, they want to be friendly, because they are born with all those things, unless those things are tinted later on in life. A child is born loving another person, showing
mhm,
kindness towards another person. A child is born that way, but later on, somehow they get tinted that way. But here's the
mhm,
thing: when the child learns something bad from out there, because we, the parents, took upon ourselves to raise those children well, beginning from cradle, they will fall back on those things.
they
They
will.
will, because those ones are not serving them. But we need to do it consistently. We need to do it every day, like you said. We have been called to be stewards to these children, whether they are biological children or they're not. We have
Mhm,
been called to become stewards to these children. And these children, of course, they will go out there, they will gather those things, but guess what? And 85% and more is what we need to spend, whether it is your resources, your time, your love, whatever. These
they
children,
will.
you gave birth to them. Even if you didn't give birth to them, you adopted these children. We're talking about adoption, shadow adoption. This is what it takes. This is what One Global Movement is doing, trying to reach across to a child and do the best. And if you don't love a child, then there is something that we need to work on, because it starts with self. If you don't love a child, then there is something that is bothering us inside that we did not deal with well, and then we are protruding that thing onto children, which the children don't deserve. Now, the thing that I so love when Sister Sharon started, all those battles, I have them. And although they're worded differently, you started with feeding children or helping them to feed themselves in a healthy way. That is paramount, because a lot of the things that we experience in our life and our children do experience is because it's as a result of the fact that they did not feed themselves well. And when we go into feeding, it entails a lot. Entails, what are you planting? Do you plant according to your soil? Food sovereignty, a lot of other things come into play. Are they being given the chance to exercise their own way of eating, to exercise their own way of growing things? We need to, but it starts from home. Nobody's going to give it to them unless you start it from the home. When you start it from the home, they go outside. Then they're going to either augment what is being taught, or they fall back onto what is being taught from home if those ones are not helping them. This is very, very paramount. And I like that you did that because we are here trying to eradicate hunger. This is what one of the things that One Global Movement is all about. You talk about, Melanie talk about, yes, we're in the age. And Sister Yvonne always talks about balance. All of these things that we are talking about surrounds about, it depends on the balance. Remember, if something is so good, like even 100%, and you overdo that thing, know that that thing is going to be a poison. It's going to be lethal to your life, all of us. Water is so good, but when you over drink water, because there are people who are addicted to water, then you tend to wash the iron from your system, and then now you start depending on tablets or to eat certain kinds of food to get back that iron to the acceptable level by your body. So the thing is, these good things are there. We need to do them. Melanie said this is the age. Of course, this is the age. I wasn't born with this high technology. I'm learning it, and so it's so exciting for me. And so do children. They are born with it. But here's the thing: everything, just like everything good that we are teaching them, we must strike a balance. We must strike a balance. And the balance doesn't start when you think, oh, this child can talk now, can listen. No, they are born understanding everything, okay? They understand facial expression, they understand the colors. Well, how do you know? Put a color on just for once, not up to a minute for a newborn child without they seeing go, they go like this, then they smile, and then other colors that they don't like, they don't want it. They don't want it, okay? Okay. So it is a natural tendency. We were all created with this thing, and so do children. But it is left for us to know how to help them navigate these things. And I bet you every child that has been helped, they're going to try something, is going to they're going to fall. Because if you don't fall, my grandmother said you won't find a walking stick, right? When you fall, you'll find a walking stick. These children will fall. My son has been an example. I asked him, please don't do this. When kids come out of high school, we need to watch them. You see, these companies are fooling our children. Come and work here. They give you this big name. You're a manager. They exploit those children. Those children are working slavery to those people. I told my son, leave this company alone because of an experience that I heard about this company. Don't work for them. My But I let it be. He didn't focus on his course. He was following them. Then they make arrangement to go to Chicago. I said, no, no, no. I almost said the curse word. I said, no, you're not going to know Chicago. For what? For what reason? And I didn't know that they held a meeting in a hotel. They already duped those kids and took $85 from them for no reason when you've not even paid them. I said, I need to talk to your boss. But guess what happened? I'm saying all of this to get to the point that we need to let children face the consequences. You cannot redeem your children all the time. Remember, you and I, we fell. That's why we are stronger today, right? We've fallen several times. I have fallen, even one of the worst falls in the history of children. But when you fall, you get back on track. You look for that walking stick, and now you go. My son, he when that thing was not working, and he failed that course, and I said, you will pay out of your pocket. I will not.
Mhm.
You're going to pay out of your pocket. And I meant it. Guess what?
Mm.
He worked. He worked.
Yes.
He paid for that course and took it that very summer and passed it. And passed
Yes.
it with very
Of
high
course.
grades. He
Of
came and said,
course.
Mommy, I should have listened to you. I'm really sorry that I didn't listen. I said, it's okay. It's an experiment. We all went through that. We didn't listen. I didn't listen
Mhm.
to my mom sometimes, but I
Of
had the
course.
consequences. So we
Mhm.
need to, when we do it out of love, we see these things. They are not listening, they are falling, and us also exhibiting that kind of behavior. Then we try to adjust things in a way that will fit these children. Technology is out there. Yes, technology, God created, technology cannot be alone and God alone. These things come together. If you read the scripture where they come together, but they come together when you use it with ethical values, high ethical values. We cannot prevent them from using it. Nobody can stop me from using it now, even though I was not born with it, you know, but I am using it. The thing is, let us be sure from cradle how much time we are just teaching them, not just saying you have to spend only this amount of time on this. We have to teach them the consequences and the side effects for using these things anyhow that you want. Because sometimes we say, okay, you can only have 1 hour of screen time. as very young kids, we regulate that. But when they start going to school, some homework would require them to use more than that time. But we want to make sure that what we are teaching them is that get the side effect of not using these things ethically. That is what we want them to know. But then they will figure things out and they will use it. They themselves will start teaching us that, mommy, like my son said, mommy, be aware of AI. Use your natural knowledge. AI is just helping you, but you use your natural knowledge. And so these things are so beautiful. The way you guys are discussing it, I so love it. And I'm really happy about this. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It's all about, those words that we use over and over again: stewardship, balance, boundaries, modeling. But
Mhm.
of course, naturally, it starts with us.
Yes.
You see,
Exactly.
and then it won't be these draconian and terrible sitting down and pointing the finger. They will see you doing those things. They will see how it goes, and you will talk to them as to why this work. As you saying, one of the things is the technology. You're not going to be able to tell them, especially as they get older, 1 hour or in half an hour. But it's mindfulness, it's discernment. Because I mean, I'm a researcher, so I'm on there a lot. You can't tell me I can spend 5 hours going down the rabbit trail. So another student might feel like that, depending on what they want to do. Some children, some young people still don't really care for it that much. They're
Mhm.
on and off, especially if it comes to schoolwork or whatever. They don't spend hours and hours on there. But the whole idea is that you won't know who wants to do that, but they have to be safe. And there are lots and lots and lots and lots of courses, if we don't know it as adults, to tell the children what to watch for. And even as simple as going to the authentic website, not just any old link that comes into your email, those kinds of things.
Mhm.
Because it is terrible. If you don't know what you're doing, you can really get hurt, and you know that, right?
Mhm.
Because there are evil people out there.
There you go. I was just going
Okay,
Mhm.
That's,
to take that
I'm
out of.
gonna just call it that: evil, EVIL.
Let me say
Okay.
something
Exactly.
with regards to that. I was going to say that we here, as part of raising our children, as part of raising children of the world, as part of loving them from our heart,
Yes.
this artificial intelligence, the information that is put there is not from you, it's not from me. It's
Mm-mm.
from the people that are professionals. It's from from our leaders, from our government. They put the information there. But what can we do as parents, as caregivers, and as adults to make sure that the right information is there? When you see something that doesn't, because we know those truths and those natural values are already in us. We know it when something is not right. So we have to be the ones to advocate, because we're not just going to go along, say, oh, that's the law. That's no, the law does not intend for it to be that way. It's the people that ruin the law. We know that the most destructive beings on earth is us, the human beings.
Absolutely. And
And
that's
we need
why, yes,
and we
that's
need
why
to
it's so important for us to have that relationship with our children so that they will turn to us so we can have that interaction. We don't want them out there. We don't know what they're doing and they're living. No, we want them to be able to have. That's why Sister Sharon is saying that conversation at dinner time or meal time. You learn so much because you just hear what they say, right? And maybe they
Mhm.
might challenge you with something, or you might challenge them, and then it's a teaching moment. I love those. It
yes,
comes
and
naturally, right? It
those
comes naturally.
values,
Yeah,
when artificial intelligence, thank God for interpreters and different languages, they
yeah,
must make sure that every child is accessing the same information, quality information. It should not just apply to this and not to this, because, and then also taking into consideration the languages, the different languages and the different cultures. Look, for instance, what you're doing in Sister Sharon, for children. You've been doing for such a long time, for more than 30 years. That's why I trust you to be the children's mentor, because you've done it even better than me. You know,
hmm
you are,
hmm
even you're still doing it right now. Look at the little kids that you're taking care of, and you're even doing it for free, which is
yeah,
good kindness.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and 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 if you are not in those children's life, just imagine what is going to happen. The little girl that you sent, I admire that little girl so much for what you were teaching her to do. That is such a beautiful thing. And these things are simple. Let us not make things too tight, like, oh no, it's a war or it's something. It's, you know,
War,
it's a lot of, like, what I also discussed, that I was researching, or just thinking about how I was raised, is ownership. I grew up with an uncle and my grandmother, and my mother not so much talking, but buried into hard work and teach us how to work. It said, "My wealth is not your wealth." One of the battles that we fight a lot today is the battle of ownership. The kids think that they own everything. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. You know, and it's because we expose these children in different ways to be watching things or to imitate. I want my child to be this celebrity. You are already a celebrity, a born natural celebrity in your own rights and in your own greatness. There is really no need for us parents to try. I want my child to be like this. Is that what your child wants to be? Did you watch your child to know that that's what the child? So ownership is something that we struggle with children. My son is used to when he was little. It's mine. It's mine, mommy, daddy. It's mine. Huh? No, it's yours. No, you know. So that's
It's
ownership
it's
and boredom
it's
and all those things. You discuss everything. So thank you so much, and thank you guys so much for really bringing those important points. Go ahead,
thank
sister.
you. It's ownership and entitlement. Those are
Yeah.
two things we have to watch against because children don't. That's one thing they're not going to know unless we teach them, unless we have that. And that's what Sister Sharon was talking about with the limitation thing. We
Mm-hmm.
have to let them know that do some chores around the house. The world does not revolve around you, and you.
Yes.
It's best if you tell them that and have them go out there and face that because then there will really be a culture shock because the world
Exactly.
is not. The world will chew you up if you don't
Yes.
know what you're doing
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's good that they should know that we all should know that we came here for a purpose. We have to earn our way. That's the price for living, right?
I'm sorry, I have to just because the way I was raised, which is very
Mhm.
good, we all should practice that with our children.
Yes,
You know, children, they like to play with water, they like to play with mud
they
and
love
all.
water. Most of them, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
now instead of using the dishwasher, what I
Oh
did,
yes,
I wasn't born
yes,
with a dishwasher. What I did,
yes.
my son, maybe because he was born in April, a spring baby, he loves water. Even to today, he swims. No matter how he's a giant, but he swims like a
He's a
fish.
giant. I love when she says that. He's
He's
a
Yeah, gentle
giant.
giant.
a gentle giant, very gentle, but he swims like a fish. But here's the thing: when kids are around 1 year, they want to imitate you to do everything that you're doing.
They do. They
Even
do.
less than
Yeah.
1 year. So what do you do? What I did was I would take two bath. I bought them for that purpose. Put a soapy water, warm soapy water in the other one, and the other one to rinse the dishes. And they'll be
Ah.
there doing like this. They are so happy. They're all wet. They're doing everything.
Yeah,
And then they'll be clapping. Say, "Mom,
They love it. They do love it.
they might not be clean, but that's they learn." And then when
exactly.
they get to about 4 or 5 years old, give them chores. I will grow
Yep.
up with chores.
Yep.
Give them chores. They know what to do. My son right now, he's 23. He knows what to do. He started it at 15. When he started working, we because it's a conversation. We're not just imposing. We say
No.
Hmm.
you
Right.
make them know that they can contribute to the running of the home by contributing
Hmm.
to buy things. Now he buys toilet paper and paper napkin. Whether he's in school or not, those must be stocked. But here is
Yep.
the thing now is now he start buying more than I said, no, 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 stay here to buy your own home, to buy your own home. So let us give kids chores. They when you start very, very young or very early in life, they will do it. When a child
Hmm.
comes to you, like carry me, like for me, like in my culture, like we carry our babies on our backs. My son will always come, mama, mama, trying to climb on my back because he's tired of something. I said, go bring the wrapper. Go bring the wrapper before I then he will go and
Yeah,
drag it. He understands. Bring it. So it's all about us trying for these children to understand. That's what I'm trying to say here.
I know. I know. Yes,
It's
I
so
agree. I agree.
and
I agree.
and make them pick up their toys or help them pick up their toys. Don't do it for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Sister Sharon, that will make them feel a part of the home. You know what I mean? They're not a
Exactly.
guest. They're not a guest. They're
no.
part of it. They're part of what makes
Yes.
the home run. And when they have that feeling, the security is unparalleled. They know this is me, my home. I'm doing part
Yep.
of what's keeping this home going. And you can see how they behave differently. They love it.
And
Hmm.
when another child comes into the home because some of their friends will visit. I used to
Yes.
be a shadow adoption mom to one boy. They are the same age with my son. They gave the father a visa and refused the mom. And the father brought the children here it was a challenge. It was a real challenge. By nature, men, it's difficult for them to just raise children, So I
Yeah.
had to take that child to live with, always like for during the long holidays, and that child did not want to go back. But here's
Mm.
what happened. When you treat your child, be ready to treat the other child the same way. But I knew
Absolutely.
that the father was going to buy more things for the child. So I bought more things for my son. Because you train your child not to discriminate, not to be kind and to treat everybody equally. I bought some
Exactly.
things for my son him because the father was going to buy. I said, no, mommy, no, that's not right. My son told me, that's not right. Buy Garvey the same things that you bought me. That is not right.
Wow.
And
Nice.
I said, but the father is going to buy. I said, that it still doesn't matter.
That's not the
That is
point.
his luck. So we need to
Mhm.
teach our children because when we teach our children this, what is happening in societies everywhere, that discrimination, that hatred, that name calling, that color differentiation, that race will be one race. If we do this with our children, because we were created as one race, human race, all the
Yeah,
other races is man-made. We made those things, and we
we
started
did.
them from the home because we even do it among our children, among our siblings. We need to really, really, and when we do that, it's going to be so healthy for us, first of all, because
It
I
is.
feel so good about what we are doing here. I feel so good that my grandmother, they taught me how to do this thing. I feel so good that the young people in the village, they're still contacting me. They are teaching the same thing to other children that I was not there when they were born, and they keep contacting me. I'm not saying that to be proud, but I'm saying, and you guys are doing the same thing. I know that because I see what you guys are doing, and I feel it. And just
Yes.
imagine those kind of things. This is the kind of world that we want for all children.
Amen.
We're beginning
Absolutely. Yes.
from
Yes.
our homes, and we extend it to the community. Yes, like Melanie was talking about the other day, about that child in church. That is a typical example that
Yes,
we
it
need
is.
to exhibit. Like I come to Canada, just so you know, when I come, you would think that I've been in your home. I've been a member of your home for such a long. You don't get freedom to do this. We're working at this. I will be like, oh no, don't do that. We'll do it. No, I do it too. I do it too.
Yeah, you gotta make your own coffee, your own tea.
Yes, I said, even if the president makes their own tea too, so I should be able to make mine.
That's funny.
Too funny. I just want to share a story with you.
Yes.
Uh, Yesterday, I went to visit two little boys, 12 and 13 years old, at the CAS Children's Aid Society. And we
Mm.
had, I visit them, I try to visit them as much as possible. They're there every 2 weeks. And we did our little Christmas thing yesterday.
Mm.
And these are boys. Boys will be boys, they like to horse around and fight and whatever the case may be. But these are brothers that are separated. They're not together at one home. And one of them is like 3 hours away from their brother. So they
Yeah.
only get to see each other every 2 weeks. And so on these visits, what happens is, like yesterday, I was so frustrated and upset because the boys were horsing around fighting. But that's, like I said, that's normal. But what happened was that the one little boy, the younger one, the caseworker gave him a switch. So he was spending his time on watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then I found the other brother sitting outside in the waiting room, bored. He just wanted to go. Like, I just want to go. Like, my brother's not even talking to me or nothing. And then they started fighting and yelling and screaming and running up the hall and swearing and calling each other names and stuff. And I said to the caseworker, like, what are you doing? I said, it's not fair. I was always brought up that you don't give one without the other. I said, so if you're going to give one something
Yeah.
to watch YouTube, you need to give the other. But
Yes.
truthfully, you shouldn't be giving them any electronics, anything. If you're giving them
Exactly.
anything, give them board games, give them a deck of cards. They're here to visit each other. They only see each other every 2 weeks. They're here to
Exactly.
get caught up with each other's life and visit each other, not to be on YouTube. And you wonder why one's fighting. Oh, well, that's the only way we can control them. And otherwise, they act up and they yell and scream and they don't listen. And I'm like, how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if they're going to continue on fighting and like this, then we're just going to have to stop the visit. I said, well, you know what? You need to know how to. You need to learn how to pick your battles. I
Oh
said,
my gosh.
tune into One Global Movement tomorrow at 1 o'clock, where I'll be talking about 12.
Sister Sharon, that's amazing that you experienced that story, because this is what I was talking about. Even with parents, those that was a social worker type person, and they're not as vested, I don't think, as parents. But still, the whole idea is that it's this word about controlling. You see how she's missing the mark? It's a she, right? She's missing the mark.
No, it was a he.
It was a he. How they're missing the mark because that whole interaction is all wrong. First of all,
Hmm.
they're giving them this electronic or any other thing that's going to separate. The reason for the visit is for them to connect and interact.
Exactly.
And just because it got a little bit hard, or maybe that's how it's been for a while, they don't see that that's what they need to be working on, not separating them. How is that going to solve the situation?
Hmm. I was so upset. I was so mad. I put a call into
You have
the
the right
other.
to be,
Only
yes.
one caseworker was there, not both of the boys as caseworker. Only one was there. And like I said, I couldn't get through to him, so I told him to tune into One Global Movement. The other one, I left a message to call me, so I'm waiting patiently for her to call me back. But
I hope
yeah,
that happens. Yes,
Mm.
I
yes.
was just
And then
like, you don't give them that. You give them cards. You give them
I know.
a board game, something that they're interacting and they're talking to each other. You
Yes.
know?
What are you saying,
So,
another
Sister Mel?
bad thing I noticed when I first came here, within the culture shock, our own people, they have, okay, they made it, they worked hard, and they have family room, their separate dining room, and the extras. And what I noticed is they have beautiful furniture. They're growing children, and it's almost like they're restricting the children from sitting into that pretty living room or family room that they have. Do we know
plastic
what
on the
harm we are
furniture.
causing? You know?
Mhm.
And I'm saying, but why do we have those rooms? It's for a
Exactly.
sitting conversational piece, right?
Mhm.
And they're shunning the children. Oh, don't go there because you're gonna dirty my couch. Or, don't go there. I do not want, anybody to go to that room. What's the sense? These are
Mhm.
material stuff. We are
Yeah.
pushing our children. I'm not saying everybody does that, but I noticed that. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? When we grew up
Mhm.
in the Caribbean, we grew up, okay, you can dirty up the whatever it is, but you'll wipe it after. But
Mm-hmm.
here, because of material stuff, people get so tight, so particular that they forget it's the children that they're raising
Mhm.
and they're looking after their things. So we have
Yep.
to pay attention to what's around us because we are so much caught up in the culture. When we come here, we're caught up in this culture where we want to be like the Joneses, we want to be, and then we are shunning these children. I used
Mhm.
to have groups of kids coming to my house when my son was young, and I'm not just saying that. I am a people's person
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up with a lot of kids. My mom had, Sister Yvonne, you said 9. My mom had 14 of us, and we still have 13 still, and so many more that
Wow.
are, yeah, lots of, when we are gathered together, it's a big world. My
I'm
mom's
sure.
funeral didn't
Yes.
need anybody else, honestly.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
lot of people.
Yes.
So everybody come running around. Let them dirty up. If they're going on the couch with dirty shoes, first of all, when they come in, you tell them to take their shoes off. You can say it nicely. Um,
Exactly.
Mhm.
there's a mat at the door. Just
Yes.
take your shoes off, and you can.
Yes.
But by how we do things, a lot of times we blame other societal people, but we ourselves are causing the problems. We're causing harm to our own.
Yes.
You know, the
Yeah.
kid used to come, and there was one little boy in particular. He did number 2. He went in the washroom, and then I'm going upstairs. He said, "Miss, can you come here for a minute?" And he's looking at me in a shy way. I did. I said, I know what you did. Yeah, and I'm trying but what he did, he wiped and he threw the paper in the wastebasket. And I'm smelling. I said, who taught you that? My dad tell me it's okay when I do number 2, wipe up and throw. I said, no. When you go home, can you please tell your dad this is the wrong way because other people will be coming to your home and that's not pleasant. And he
Yeah.
said, he's looking at me in a shy way. I said, it's okay, it's not your fault, but just let your dad know. Maybe, are you afraid of your dad? He said, no, but this is what he said. I said, okay. I don't think it's the best thing to do. Next time, it's flushies. When you do this part, throw it in the toilet bowl, flush it. It's soft, and then he said, okay. And I'm saying to myself, but you don't want to, because the child did that and it's not your child, you have to scold that child. No, you just have to speak to that child gently. And this is how we raise a community. Doesn't have to be our own blood.
Yes.
There's many ways we can approach children. And when they come to your home again, they can stay for a little while. You give them a time limit, whether
Yeah.
it's 2 hours of play or whatever, and you throw that little games in front of them. You can even join them and play the game. That's what I used to do, and I'm sure you all did it too.
I
In
think
the summertime, when it's hot, you buy some popsicles or whatever it is that will cool them down. You put it on the freezer and you let them play well. But there's a time you call them, whether it's 5 of them, 6 of them, and others will join when they see you sharing. Of course, they will come in. So you feel good. You're doing those little things to keep them together. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
there's a lot of ways we can do things to foster growth and foster a sense of belonging, community in children, whether related or non-related.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
So
Melody, Mel, I
Yes.
just wanted to say, what about those parents that get their kids dressed up in the morning and they get their bath and they put nice clothes on them and tell them to go outside and play, but don't get dirty. That drives that drives me crazy. I'm like, what do you mean? Why put their good clothes on them and let them go outside then in the first place? If they're not allowed to get dirty, they are kids. They're going to get dirty.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
I'm
know,
sure everybody's had known a parent that has done that. Like seriously, it drives me crazy.
It is.
I had a call from a school one. This little girl, I think she was like 8 at the time, and she had an accident. And the principal called me, said that they dried her panties and her pants with the hand dryer, but she refuses to come out of the bathroom. The poor little thing. I felt so bad. It took me forever to get a hold of her parent to go get her. I was almost about to leave my work to go get her, but yeah, the poor little. I just wanted to share that story. I don't even know why it
Well,
doesn't fit
yeah,
into
because
here, but
that's my
I
point.
I,
They're all so different. Every single one will give you a different challenge, right? And it really is just being able to be patient and knowing that it's love that makes these children tick, right?
yes.
exactly. And
Don't
I
exclude
raised
them,
5
don't
kids for
neglect
like
them.
12 years, and the youngest was 2, and the oldest was 7. Talk about different personalities and stuff, but
Yep.
they all, every one of them learned every lesson that I taught today, and at different stages of their life, and
Yep. Yep.
and they helped each other as well. And
Yep.
that's right, like saying, okay, well, we're not going to do this. Annie Sharon said we should do this, and they would go and do whatever they
Oh,
needed to do. I just wanted to say that before my last words go. Sorry,
thank
back
you
to you.
so much. Thank you.
One
Yeah.
thing that I would like us to always remind ourselves, um, whether in our home, but mostly in other people's home, in family homes or the neighbors' homes or friends' homes, when you go to a friend's home and you know that there are little kids there, and the environment is so impeccably clean, you must suspect abuse in that home.
Yes.
No child just stays without playing with things or disorganizing things or messing around. You know that they are doing something to that child that is not good. But of
Yeah.
course, we can let us we child proof our home, especially the kids like to poke nails and things into those switches. So we child proof it, let it be safe. But when you go to a home like that, because children are meant to play. When we had our son, we put everything so that the place is empty. He has his room, but the living room, family room is still empty.
Yeah.
That is so good. Melanie, you're talking about that. I also want to add on top of what you said about the sitting area. And my mom did this to us too, but because she didn't know any better. Like we have beautiful these royalty dishes. We put food so that everybody can eat. Some of them are made from wood, which is the best. And my mom will always say, "Oh, go put that thing away, eat, but in this one, because this one is for strangers." Oh no, my grandmother said no, no, no. And a lot of parents do that. Why would you reserve the best for a stranger instead for your own child? How is your child going to learn? So that is something. And
Yes.
another thing is playing outside. Like we all know, we grew up in a society where kids can just go and play. But now that the world is changing, we must be there with them, watching them play. And you must know where your child is going. What kind of friends do they have? Have you been to
Yes.
the parents' home, or you just let your child go somewhere that you don't know? So one thing that we used to do, I mentioned it before, is called in the broken English in Cameroon tabala. There's a kind of grass. You take it, you just make it together, and we tap. Good exercise. You're tapping. People are tapping. We see how many times you can go. People play that, and then there is the game, chess game, that they draw on the floor with different colors of with chalk or clay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
we play it. Those are
Hopscotch.
so young, or this jump rope. We jump. So a lot of great things that we can do. But now that the world is changing, we must be there, because we took our son to go play, but we are always there watching
Yes,
them,
you
not on
must.
the
You
phone,
must. You
not on
must.
the phone, not going there like this, and then they take your child away from you. So those are some of the things that I just
Yes.
thought we should do, because when you do these battles will get its place. They will fall back in place, and they will not be the way that it's happening. So thank you. It's coming again, Sister Sharon. I know that you have one more thing. Thank you so much for choosing
Yes.
3 times in
Yes.
a
Any
row to be
others?
here. We
Have
want more of you here. We want more of you here. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be winding down to 2 days a week. But all of us here, we're serving the same purpose in different ways. Whether it is a water program, whether it is smiles in a bag, whether it is mentoring a child, whether it is. So we are doing the same thing. So people can feel free to record things. We will have a pattern in which we can record, so that YouTube and other places don't penalize us. They know that it's all one global movement. And record about what you're doing, because it
Okay.
is what we all are doing here. Because if we don't expose ourselves, these children would not know what we are doing. And bring what you're doing. We talk about it here. We promote it. We do it together. These things come together to help us do what we're doing in the world. So don't just sit back. If you are doing something, let us promote it here. Bring a picture. We promote what you are doing here. So we are building our own. It's all about building community, right? And
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
what Mr. Ashmufara brought us together to do. He built this world community. We need to really expand on it, not just to sit on it. Otherwise, we're not doing, and we say we're going to uplift humanity, we're not doing the right thing. I need to be able to order a cake from Canada. I need to be able to do something. I need to be able to order things from what you're doing. No, it's true. We do these things, okay? So thank you guys so much. We need more of this. So Thursday, the 26th, we gradually preparing the way for twice a week, which is going to be on Wednesdays and Thursdays, unless on special occasion. If you want to make yourself special, you want to do something special, pick a day way ahead of time, and we plan that. And especially when those our the vacations, the holidays, like special days come,
Yeah.
like Children's International, whatever, we
Yeah.
must do it,
Yeah.
and we could record it. Recording, we've been given so many different ways of doing things, which is very good, because we want to be able to focus on one global movement stuff. Not me, all of us here, because somebody might be
Yes.
thinking, no, we all, because we are already doing a lot. You all are already doing a lot behind the scene, as we can see it. So let's do
Okay.
that. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, 25th, 24th is going to be One Global Movement Ambassadors Christmas Day, 24th. We're doing it on that late because some of them are just coming back from school, some of them are still in school. And then we'll do it Wednesday, and then we skip Thursday, the 26th, we do on Friday. Thereafter, we would then have Monday, Tuesday off. We do it on Wednesday. We have Thursday off. We do it on Friday. Please. And
Okay.
you guys who are going on vacation, feel free, because you must celebrate with family. Okay. But I have to be here. I am a servant. We all are servants, but I am the number one servant here. I must do the things. I have to forego certain things in order to do this, because with children, like we always say here, consistency, love, and consistency. Love cannot just go without that consistency. because they'll be calling me, and I don't want them calling only me. I think you guys should give the numbers too, so they can be calling you guys to answer questions too.
No.
Is it okay we appreciate our audio and then you go to the last word, Sister Sharon? Thank you so much. This is one of the most beautiful and important topics here. I really highly
Yes.
appreciate.
Yes.
And so
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for allowing me to speak again. I love hanging out with you, ladies, and I love everybody that is in the chat and that comes to see us and that likes, follow, and subscribes to One Global Movement and shares One Global Movement to the world. I just
Yes.
want to say, remember, you need to pick your battles. However, and you need to start when they are little. They're never too young to learn. They're never too young to teach. And the younger they are, the better it is, the better they'll be. And
yes,
just remember, the older your children get, the bigger the battles. And
yes.
on that note, I just want to say happy birthday to everybody that's out there celebrating their birthday today. I wish you all the best and happy birthday. Also, I want to give great big virtual hugs out to anybody that needs one right now, or just anybody that wants one right now. Big virtual hugs. And of course, we need to say our prayers. Prayers to everybody that is going through anything right now that needs our prayers, and definitely to Mr. Mafar and his family and all the leaders out here. I pray that everybody stays healthy and let us all be wealthy and well in the new year. And also, um, season's greetings to everybody celebrating all the different holidays that are going on right now. And also, tune in on Monday, December the 23rd, when my topic will be, for the second time, stop, drop, and listen to your children. See you all on Monday. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank
John Barella.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. John Barilla, and of course, our panelists here. Thank you so much. Thank you to Manoj Jane. We appreciate everyone here. And I'm just calling the names here. Of course, our handsome brother, Mr. Momodu Jalo. Thank you so much. And Asha Kuma. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for always being that support. And Sir Yusuf Adu, thank you so much, sir, for being that great support that we need here for children. We appreciate you. And of course, we cannot miss this link. Thank you, Sister Yvonne, for consistently putting that link out there. Please, when you go to Facebook, this is one of the most easiest way. It doesn't take up to 30 seconds. Just go and check on the like every day, and then you follow. This is going to help us gather resources. Remember, we gather little by little. We have to start by gathering this little, building the foundation, and then we keep moving forward, please. And put the big thumbs up, like Sister Sharon always say, hit that button, okay? Hit it. And then we have our brother, good time, Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. You're doing a lot. I see you doing a lot on social media. Thank you so much. Keep the work going, but let us also share, and let's not just keep this to ourselves. Thank you so much. And we have Sister Diane. How are you? Happy holidays, sister. We love you and we miss you, but thank you for thinking about us here today. Thank you so much. And we have SK Jafar Alisaka. Thank you, sir, for being that support that we need here. And of course, our big brother, Sir AP Mahusadanan. Thank you so much, sir, for that support that you're giving children, the whole world here. Thank you. Afori Amponsa, how are you? Thank you so much for thinking about us and joining us today. We have Levi Mama Bolo from the sunny Pretoria. Thank you so much, Brother Levi. We love you. And thank you so much for your support. And let's go down. And I know that Sister Yvonne is always watching me, which is very good.
You're good
And
to go. Please keep going.
thank you so much again, Sir AP, for really inspiring us here. Advance happy Christmas from me and my daughters. Say the same to your beautiful daughters. We love them, and they are free to be here to come and say whatever they need to say and to become ambassadors of one global movement. So now we are moving towards quantum computing technologies, but still social life of human being, especially children, are under attack of evils like drugs and alcohol. Education and love can do wonders. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. That's why you're so badly needed here. And thank you, Sahid Islam. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. And Sir AP says the principle of capitalism has cultivated a mentality of selfishness and personal profit in business. This traditional mindset needs change. Everyone on earth is entitled to live with dignity. I think a topic has to come out of that, Sir AP. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you call Cheryl Best? I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm going there now. Hello, Sister Cheryl. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us again today. We highly appreciate you. Happy holidays to you and your family. And and then I always like to read his comment. What is the temperature in USA and Canada today? In New Delhi, we are feeling some cold today. Air pollution. Look at me, sweatshirt. We have, yeah, it's cold. It's cold here in the
Cold
USA.
here too.
Yes. Sir
No,
Ojala, go
it's
ahead.
not the kind of cold that he's experiencing. They don't have this kind of temperature, -5 and -1. No, they don't have that.
No, you don't have it. That's true. That's true. Sir Ojala, thank you so much, sir, for joining us here today. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And then Akbar Vagi, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. And you are a part of this global family that is serving children, young people, and women. We highly appreciate you. Come again and let us all spread the gospel. Why don't we write a goal about one global movement? What are you going to do to children? Not just coming here to watch. What are you going to do? How many children are you going to extend this to? We have youth groups in our communities, in churches, in our families. We have even children. Children, come here with your children as old as one. We can listen to those children make that noise because in that noise is embedded great things because that's how they start. And if we are here, we clap. I bet you those children know clapping already. They start laughing. Babies, they'll start laughing for clapping. So what? And then help people to enroll. Some people, like my mom, they don't know how to enroll in YouTube. I mean, sign up for YouTube. We did that for her. As we are talking, she's listening. Okay, and now she will
Yeah.
always go there and listen. So let us help people. Go to your church. Go to your community, have them to enroll in one global movement. That is how you can spread the gospel of one global movement so that they will know that there is something out there for them. And we're going to be building courses for them to go online and start really studying. And these courses has to start with us and with ethics so much. So thank you so much for being here. Sanib Mina, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us from your end. And the CIP says together we can make a change in this world. Definitely. Hashtag OGM with support from Unpassive and the mindset we are developing. Love between human races without discrimination in any sense. Love between human race. Just singular because we are one. God created us as human race. Thank you so much, sir. And let's go down here. All right, all right. We have Serge Yvonne Turkey. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us here today. Happy holidays to everyone. And of course, let us close this with Sherry Best again. Thank you. Thank you so much for inspiring us here. You all are loved. You all are appreciated. You all are given, but for now, we give you our heart and our love for right now. But thank you guys for your contribution. We love
Mhm.
you. Let us continue to do it. We all have that responsibility and that mandate to children.
Mhm.
Well, we owe them. It's not a question. If you're thinking they're not my children, they are yours. We can only help children to defeat what they are going through in the world by us loving these children like loving our own selves. We
Yes.
need to. If you don't love yourself, that's what you're going to carry to that child. But let us still come together, teaching one another. We are here. I will never be right 100%, but I'm willing to learn from you
Yes.
guys here. And I'm sure you guys are the same too. Nobody
Yes.
knows it all.
Yes.
This piece
Yes.
of paper is nothing, like I always say. It's just
Yes.
we can see it and throw it away. If you don't have the value,
Mhm.
the ethical standard that it takes, this is nothing. Some of you here, I'm learning from you guys, not because of classroom education or anything, but because of the values, the ethical standard, and the experiences that you carry within you. Bring more people. Sister Sharon, be sure to let our brother Chris Chris Samuels to be a part of this. He has a lot. And let us bring other people to be here, but making sure that they have the same mindset like us, geared toward uplifting children from the heart. And thank you
I
guys so much.
I hear you very well, and I will let Chris know. And I just want to apologize to everybody for me. Sometimes I trip over my words when I'm speaking. It's because I write things down just for pointers, but I already know what I want to say. But what happens is that my mind goes faster than my tongue.
Yes,
And so I do
yes.
apologize if I was tripping over some of my words. Love you
We all,
guys.
we
Love
all,
you. Bye. Thank you.
all do. We
Love
love
you,
you guys.
Sharon.
And see you on Monday. Happy weekend. Happy holidays. Let us
Have
pray
a
for
great weekend.
Have a good
Bye-bye,
Have a great
weekend.
Stephen.
weekend. Peace. We're out of here.
you guys so much.
Bye.